Alright guys, so I just released a video. Previous video was about Conor versus Chandler. That got announced by UFC President and CEO Dana White. And I am going to give you the second part of the announcement that Dana White had announced in the post-fight press conference of UFC 300. So he was given a note. I'm pretty sure you had Hunter Campbell, who was organizing these fights and had everything all signed. Well, like I said, he read off Conor Chandler, and now it's official. Newark, New Jersey has a main event. It is Islam Makhachev, who will be defending his lightweight title against Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Last time we saw Dustin, he just finished knocking out Benoit Saint-Denis for UFC 299 in Miami. So Dustin is going to turn this around very, very quickly, from the beginning of March up until June 1st. So he has a little bit over like two months and some change. He'll be fighting Islam, who last time we saw him, he ended up head kicking Alexander Volkanovski to sleep, hurting him. The first time that we ever seen Alexander hurt in that manner. Alexander Volkanovski fought Islam twice last year, and this will be the first lightweight that Islam will be defending his title against, because in both times that he had defended his lightweight title, he ended up facing Alexander Volkanovski. So there's been this narrative with Islam that he's only been defending his belt against featherweights. Now he'll be defending it against a hard-hitting lightweight. Obviously, betting lines are going to favor Islam. Dustin Poirier is 0-2 or 1-2 in title fights. That one fight that he ended up winning was against Max Holloway, who was a featherweight, right? And now just fought on Saturday at lightweight, winning the BMF title. But Dustin Poirier, got choked out by Khabib Nurmagomedov in Abu Dhabi. Got choked out by Charles Oliveira in Las Vegas on that December pay-per-view card in 2021, right? Now, with Dustin going possibly for his final try on trying to win a UFC title, I mean, this is it. And if he doesn't win it this time, he's never going to win it. And Islam is a tough challenger. Many people might say that he might be tougher of a matchup for Dustin as opposed to Khabib. I mean, Khabib, didn't have the striking prowess that Dustin Poirier had. So I don't know. I mean, it's very possible. Islam's going to wrestle because he's not going to want to, stand and trade with Dustin. Although, maybe Islam might feel like he can, be better than Dustin in every category. And that might be the only way that Dustin wins is if he catches him. I mean, Dustin has really good, boxing defense, and he is a sniper. So he has the ability of winning this fight, but it's a very, very low chance. The co-main event that got announced by Dana White is Sean Strickland, former middleweight champion, against former title challenger Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa just fought at UFC 298. He ended up losing to Robert Whittaker. Had a spinning I think it was a heel kick or wheel, something like that. Hitting Robert Whittaker at the ending of round 1. I'm pretty sure if there was maybe like 10 more seconds left in round 1, he would have hurt Robert Whittaker and possibly had the referee pull him off, but hit him at the very end of round 1, and Whittaker was able to bounce back and actually win the final 2 rounds and secure a 3-round co-main event victory over Paulo Costa. Now, Paulo Costa, like I said, he did fight for the title, but that was back in 2020, September 2020, in Abu Dhabi, fought Israel Adesanya, lost to Israel Adesanya, got knocked out in the second round, if memory serves me correctly, right? Ever since then, lost to like Martin Vettori, beat Luke Rockhold. Trying to figure out who else he lost to. Obviously Robert Whittaker. Yeah, I mean, Costa hasn't looked the greatest, right? But he's also taken very, very, very long stretches where he hasn't been, very active as well. He would fight maybe like once or twice a year, and this is actually the first time in, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 years where he'll be fighting, maybe even longer, fighting multiple times in this quick of a turnaround. So maybe this is him trying to fulfill his contract. Maybe this UFC is paying him an exorbitant amount of money for him to, fight, because, they kind of really do owe Newark, hey, we messed up, because they gave them a pretty shitty card last year, and that was Aljo versus Henry Cejudo, and which really didn't do much good pay-per-view numbers. I think they got like two, maybe at best, like no more than like 150,000, 200,000 pay-per-view buys. So this will definitely get them, maybe like around 5 or 6. All right, I don't think it's gonna hit about like 750, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit around like the 600,000 range. I mean, you got 2 big personalities in the co-main event. You got a fan favorite in Dustin Poirier. You got a respectable dominant champion in Islam Makhachev. The rest of the card, I mean, off the top of my head, I don't recognize, but I will say this. Let me open up Tapology. I will say this. I mean, those top 2 fights are very respectable. I might honestly would try to see if I could get tickets. I know that's gonna be around the time that my birthday, and I'm probably gonna attend the ceremony weigh-ins and the what's it called, the press conference and stuff like that. So we'll see. Oh, yeah. You got Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Love that matchup. I love Anthony Hernandez. I feel like he's a dog. Jelson Almeida versus Alexander Romanov. I mean, if Jelson Almeida doesn't win that fight, I don't know where he's going to go. Alexander Romanov had a good serious push, but just wasn't very successful. Jocelyn Edwards versus Eileen Perez. Okay. Mickey Gall versus Basil Hafez. Makes sense. Mickey Gall is from the Jersey area, so it makes sense to have him there. And then Basil Hafez looked impressive, even in a loss against to Jack Della Maddalena. Grant Dawson versus Joe Selecki. Ooh, man. Let's see how Grant Dawson does after getting knocked out by Bobby Green. Phil Rowe versus Jake Matthews. Phil Rowe is from the area, so makes sense. Andre Lima versus Hyung Sung Park. Sumaderji versus Joshua Van. Joshua Van should win that matchup. Roman Coppola versus Cesar Almeida, which Cesar Almeida just fought recently, and that's going to be a killer of a matchup. That's going to be a fight that I'm going to have circled. But yeah, UFC 302 is looking pretty sweet. I'm pretty sure they're going to add a couple more fights to fill up that card. Maybe something where, a more popular name to probably start off the main card. But yeah, I mean, it is, those top 2 fights definitely will have asses in seats. And I will say this, if Dustin Poirier does pull it off, it will be one heck of a career he will have, because that will be the final thing that it will take for him, that he wants to solidify in his career, is to have an undisputed championship next to his name. But yeah, guys, that covers it. Dana announced Islam versus Dustin as the headliner. Co-main event is Strickland versus Costa for 5 rounds in the middleweight division. Until then, guys, I have Flavo Rihanna. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace, guys. Have a good one.